about what happened there in the fourth quarter?
It was a total mental breakdown, mental collapse. I thought that we didn't execute the way we did in the first half. We may have ran out of energy. We were a little bit too amped like we were the first game. You know, there's still a lot of youth out there, and there's no one guy. You know, we don't have one guy that could take over a game and carry us where we need to carry us. So if we stay within our game plan, like we did for 26 minutes, we would have been in good shape. Hats off to Brighton. I think they played hard. They played 32 minutes. We played 26, and that's what it is. There's no freak. Hugh Coleman didn't walk in with Noah's Ark and 2 animals and 2 women and 2 other human beings. He didn't. What he did is he got his kids to play for 32 minutes, and our kids played for 26. So he's Noah, I'm Abraham. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's all it boils down to. They played 32, we played 26. Our game plan was totally, you know, there's no secret. I'm coming with the same game plan when I see you again, Hugh. You know, we're gonna press, and we're gonna throw that ball inside, and then hopefully we can play for 32 minutes. But hats off to them. It's no. You know, some of my guys want a milk carton.
Is there something about, because you haven't beaten Brighton since the D2 North Final, the year you won the state title, and they've swept you in the regular season twice in a row now.
Yeah.
Is there something about them? Obviously, they talk a lot about playing mission in the program, and it brings out the best in them, and a good practice week, et cetera, et cetera. Is there something about them, you know, that continually gives them the edge? All
right. I mean, quite frankly, a lot of people don't like us, but they don't like us because we are, no matter what happens, we could have got beat by 80 tonight. We're still the model program in the city. But, you know, they get up to play us, and they play well against us. I always tell my kids, you know, one of their kids could go 0 for 40, and they'll come in here and shoot 40 for 44. You know, it's just what it is. It's just, you know, sometimes teams may be a bad matchup. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, Golden State could always, you know, the Golden State Warriors could always beat freaking the Lakers, or they could always beat somebody really strong. You know, I'm not comparing them to them, but the bottom line is that they're a matchup problem for us, and it takes a lot of planning and game planning and following of that game plan for us to really, really get them to really beat them. Because it's just like the roles are reversed now. A couple of years ago, I didn't even have to plan. I knew what we was gonna. I knew we were too big. I knew we were too strong, and I knew we was too smart. Now the roles are reversed. They got a lot of talent, and their talent, and you know, sometimes talent will beat preparation, and it can. Because the one thing with talent is that it doesn't go anywhere if it has legs, you know, and that's the truest statement, you know, and that's what happened. They use their talent to the best of their ability. I'm not ashamed of my kids at all. I told my kids, hey, you're gonna go home and read social media? Yeah, feel that. Season's not over, and I said we'll be there in the end, and I promise once again we'll be there in the end. We're not going anywhere. We'll be there in the end. I still believe that we have the most talent, we're the best team in the state. I do. We lost, so what? But I think I have the best kids.
Coach, we talk about playing without your home crowd and how that hurt you.
I don't care. I don't. It's no big deal.
But it would have given you a boost if you had your home fans there.
It would have been more embarrassing, to be honest with you.
But maybe it wouldn't have happened. Is what maybe.
Yeah, that's debatable. That's debatable. I don't pay attention to crowds. Kids do. But, you know, you might have a good point.
You mentioned about the matchup problem. Can you elaborate a little bit where in particular? Was it the shooters?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you don't have the legs to close out, you're not gonna get to the shooters and bother the shots like we did in the first half. And the thing is, when Nate got in foul trouble, you know, Nate's our anchor on that defense. When Nate gets in foul trouble, you can go on a run. Nate gets back in, he has to get adjusted, he's cold, you know, but we missed 20 plus layups. Like bunnies, like preschool layups, man. Like, you know, we can't do that. You know, the ball's not gonna magically find its way in the rim, it's a backboard. So I'm actually taking this better than I thought I would. It's not the most disappointing loss I've ever had, trust me. You know, better teams, I felt worse about better teams. So my whole thing is that we just got a game plan for 32 minutes, execute our game plan for 32 minutes, and it will not be a problem next time around. Those guys are good. They're good for a reason. And, you know, they'll be there in the end. So will we. And, you know, it's going to be tough to beat a team 3 times.